Discussion keeps the world turning.
This is Round Table.
You're listening to Round Table. I'm Steve, today with Yushan and Fei Fei. Coming up, once the fireworks fade away and the table's clear, something shifts. It changes. Your thoughts crawl. Your energy tanks, and that familiar heaviness settles in. But it's not just about exhaustion. It's your body coming down from weeks of being dialed up to 11, and it's your brain returning to the office. We'll see if we can figure out how to get over that feeling. Our podcast listeners can find us at Roundtable China on Apple Podcast, and don't forget that we love to hear from you too. So send your voice notes our way. roundtablepodcast@qq.com. Once again, roundtablepodcast@qq.com. And now, the vibrant red of Spring Festival has faded away, but for many of us, it's been replaced by a lingering sense of the blues. It's that heavy post-celebration fog that rolls in once those red envelopes are tucked away and that festive feast is all but done. For some, maybe for you too, it's even worse than just feeling unmotivated. You might find yourself actually feeling ill the moment you sit down to rest. When you go on vacation, scientists call it leisure sickness. And it turns out that when we finally stop our high-speed hustle, our stress hormones dip and our immune systems rebound, and all that suppressed exhaustion catches up to us at once. Then, when we come back to the office, somehow we can feel broken in a way, or at least our brains do a little bit. But today we'll dive into the science behind why our bodies betray us in this way during the holidays and see how we can get ourselves back on track. It's true, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Dreading this morning.
You both saw me. The first thing I came in and sat down on my desk, I took a big sign like, here we go again, ladies and gentlemen.
Here we go again. Goodness me. Well, I'm happy to be here, everyone. All right, but let's talk about it. Post-holiday syndrome. It is a real thing. It's a psychological and physical state that people can and often do experience after a holiday because your body and your brain needs to readjust to your work environment. And those symptoms might include things like fatigue. Okay, let's check here. Are we feeling fatigued?
Yeah.
Okay, check. Lack of motivation?
Oh, yeah.
Of
Okay,
course.
check. Difficulty concentrating?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, well, you are... Dr. Steve has diagnosed you with post-holiday syndrome. And I think it's easy to understand because this year it was long, right? It was 9 days long.
Yeah, and the Spring Festival holiday is one of them, if not the most important holidays for the Chinese people. And it's celebrated almost the same way in every family that we eat in a lot of nice food. It leads to kind of like an indulgence on many things. We sleep over time, we stay up as late as we want. And that's all we ended up as 大过年.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time of the year.
What's 大过年?
Like 过年 means celebrating the Spring Festival period. So 大过年 is just expanding on the exaggeration of, it's the time of the Spring Festival.
Yeah.
So why not?
Almost like the justification.
Yes,
Yeah.
precisely.
Mm-hmm.
Of not doing anything, want to planning, especially
Yeah.
when it comes to work-wise.
Get rid of the old schedules.
Yeah, just don't do any of the arrangements and scheduling. No, just relax, enjoy anything you want, snacking as much as you want. Especially on the first day, the New Year's Eve's day, which we are supposed to stay pretty late into the night. And then starting from there, the whole holiday is basically sleeping at around 2 or 3 in the morning and wake up pretty around the moon.
Interesting. I didn't know about this part. So not just on the New Year's Eve. That part I knew. Everybody stays up late that night. But it's just kind of the holiday thing that people do. You'll sleep super late at night and then wake up super late in the day.
Yeah, I guess for a lot of family. For my family, it was not the case. We remained the usual schedule, unfortunately. But yeah, I heard that a lot of people just sleep by 3 a.m. and wake up perhaps at lunchtime.
Yeah, this is not just the first on the New Year's Eve's night that people would feast and play mahjong, play poker cards. But on the following 2 or 3 days, they're just finding different places and different reasons to get together and playing different games late into the night and feasting on different foods.
Late into the night.
Yeah.
What was the latest, Yushan, what was the latest you woke up during the holiday?
9 a.m.
Oh,
You're
Fei Fei.
really healthy. We woke The latest in my lifetime is pretty much around lunchtime.
That's
Really?
Yeah,
the latest in your lifetime?
Yeah. It's like I think that year we had a really, really big family reunion. And I remember we had pretty much like 3 or 4 tables of mahjong playing at the same time.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so you can see that then after the mahjong games, we went out and, fire up the firecrackers, and then we came back for more mahjong. And then the next thing you know, it's already 3 a.m. And then people were like, oh, we need to go to bed now. And then we woke up and finding it's pretty much lunchtime.
I made it. Well, it was because of the Olympics schedule. Well, let me tell you the time that I woke up first.
Yeah.
And you'll feel disappointed and shocked. 1 p.m. But, no, see, look at Yushan's face. This is like, I'm flashing back to high school, like when my mom saw my physics grade. Like, how is it possibly that low? Because the Olympic hockey games were on very late at night.
Yeah,
so
11:40 p.m.
That was the first game was at 11:40 p.m. and then the second game was at 4 a.m.
Oh.
So I was up until 6 a.m. watching hockey. So I slept, only a limited number of hours. But yes, my wake up time was much later on that particular
That's so
day.
impressive.
But yeah, sure, having fun and staying up late and eating whatever you want is very good at the moment, but this is part of the problem why we suffer from post-holiday blues.
Yeah, that's because all of this contribute to the biological clock disturbance, the psychological gaps, and the irregular eating habits caused from all that indulgence. Right after we come back to a sort of quote-unquote normal schedule, back to work schedule. So that all contribute to this feeling of loss, a big sign of, we're going back to that normal schedule again kind of mood that we call post-holiday syndrome. And that's caused by a lot of different things like we mentioned earlier. And that emptiness, I'm feeling that right now after the holiday. It's like, I used to do things according to my own schedule. That seems to be a little bit of a reversal that people have to go through around this time of the year.
If you look at lists on the internet, why people feel bad about coming back to the office after a long holiday. And by the way, this is not Chinese culture or Western culture. This is just human nature, right? But if you look at the lists, this one's always near the top. Workplace anxiety and overload, meaning people are afraid of the amount of work or missed information or pending tasks that can feel overwhelming coming back to the office. But I don't think that necessarily applies to us, does it?
I don't necessarily feel the same way. I checked our schedule yesterday and I realized that I should be preparing for today's show, and I just feel like I'm sort of knowing that I'm going to be part of this schedule, and it doesn't struck me as hard, but that's perhaps just me.
Thinking about all the scheduling coming back to I guess it's because of the the way your routine during the holidays. Like during the holiday, I personally basically lost track of the dates. Like what day is it today?
What time is it?
20th, 23rd? No. So then coming back, you need to sort of you need to stick to some kind of a schedule. You need to get back on track, you need to, start to thinking seriously about things.
Planning ahead.
Yeah, planning ahead and what's happening next month or the month after that.
I think you've just got the post-John Legend blues.
Maybe.
Disappointed that we're sitting in this room with you instead of him.
And also, I mean, for students, is another thing as well. My daughter was complaining to me yesterday, I don't want to go back to school. I mean, why?
What do you say? What do you say in that moment? Do you just say, like, tough luck, too bad?
I'm complaining back. I don't want to go back to work. I'm with you.
Vibing, young one. Vibing.
Yeah.
Creating that mother-daughter bond that will last a lifetime.
But did you know that it's not only after the holiday that we feel a little bit low? It's during the holiday, or as soon as we try to we try to relax our mind. We already have that what's called the leisure sickness. That's something that I was experiencing, especially during the first few days of the Spring Festival holiday last week. That I feel my immune system just shut off on me. Like whatever I eat, usually very oily and a lot of meat in the same time, just
in the beginning of the
holiday, it kicked back with inflammatory reactions in my throat and my guts, and that happened to my parents too. I guess that's like a immune system off shielding that you don't need to fight up that hard after you relax.
This is the one that I think people may not know about because everybody knows post-holiday blues, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knows coming back to school or coming back to the office is not an easy thing to adjust to, but yeah, when you go on vacation, they say that you can experience flu-like symptoms, like a fever or like a sore throat, like you said, muscle aches, migraines, really bad headaches can be involved, and that can start that the minute that a person starts their vacation or starts to relax. And people are calling it, or psychologists are calling it, a physiological, biological rebound. So you're so used to your grind of your work week and your regular schedule, but then it just crumbles when it stops. So I find that to be a really interesting thing, that we get sick when we start. It has to do with the chemicals that we release in our body, I guess.
Yeah, because according to some of the biological and environmental factors, under high stress, our body pumps out things like cortisol and adrenaline that they can suppress inflammation and pain. That sort of essentially masking a lot of these symptoms while you were busy. But when you relax and these levels plummet, and then this is the time when your immune system start to react. And sort of, I think it's more like putting back, postponing a lot of your symptoms.
So your immune system knows somehow that you're in your busy daily work grind, so it works harder. It puts on like a superhero cape for you, but then it just crashes when you don't do that schedule anymore.
Yeah, I remember one of the host called Chen Luyu, she shared that she somehow have this biological switch in her, is that when she works, she's fine. But the moment she starts to relax and taking holidays, she will have this kind of leisure sickness, having fever, headaches, sore throat. And she was like, does that mean that I'm a workaholic to the level that I'm able to control my biology?
Like going through work withdrawal?
Yeah. But I guess there is some kind of a science behind that, is that it's true on some level that there is a kind of a switch that you turn on when you're busy. You know that this is not the time for me to falling sick, having a fever. But when you finish that work tasks and you start to relax, all the symptoms flooding back in.
One of the tips they give to avoid that going into holiday sickness is to create kind of a buffer zone. But I don't know if this is possible or not.
No.
What they say is, don't work at 100% effort right up until the holiday starts. taper off your work so that you can kind of slowly enter into the holiday. And I thought, that's not how things work.
That's
No,
not even
ideally,
possible.
if we can, of course, we want to, just slow things down before the holiday. But, before the holiday, there's a lot of deadlines we need to do.
You kind of need to wrap up on things so that
Yeah.
you can enjoy a good holiday.
Yeah,
so
right.
it's almost impossible.
I mean, the pre-holiday period is one of the most stressful times for a lot of people
Right.
out there because you have to get a lot of things done. How about coming back then? Coming back into the office. What can we do to make ourselves feel better?
One way to do that is to adjust your rhythm. Get healthy sleep. Try to, tell yourself that it's okay. We're just try to vibe yourself back to the usual schedule and stop, of course, overindulgence on whatever it is, whether you want to stay up late or want to eat more than usual. Just try to wind that slowly so that after the holiday, it's just important to adjust your routine back to the so-called normal
Yeah,
level.
no more 4 a.m. hockey
know.
games. When the Olympics finished, I said out loud, "Oh, thank God." I can't keep that. I loved it. I loved it while it was happening, but I just couldn't keep that
This is
schedule.
too late.
Yeah.
I guess for us combating a lot of this post-holiday syndrome, the things you need to do is basically during the holiday you still need to keep moving. For example, you need to maintain some of your old habits during the holiday so that when you come back, you don't have to face that crash or that sudden changes in your life routine that you feel start to have like a lot of problems.
But the sudden changes are the great things about being on holiday, though.
And
Being
being
able-
alive.
Being able to eat what you want, sleep what you want, wake up when you want. So I don't know. For me, I just feel like this is just something that we have to go through every year.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit inevitable because inevitably you are going to eat some more foods perhaps than you're typically used to eating, or sleep a little later, or stay up later. So I think we just kind of have to deal with it.
Yeah, and my motivation for this whole morning came from the one single cup of Americano I had as breakfast.
You only had one?
I had-
I feel like I drank half of the world's coffee this morning.
Right.
And none of it worked.
As long as it worked, it's fine, I guess. It
Yeah.
gets you there.
But according to some of the tips there, one of the reasons that we are feeling that of the syndrome is because the changes of caffeine intakes. So it's recommended that during the holiday, you just don't cut back completely on your coffee.
Oh.
Exactly.
Still
That's what I
consume
did. Yeah.
some level of coffee to maintain that level of caffeine in your body, to make it stable so that you don't feel that abruption.
People stop drinking coffee all of a sudden because they don't need it in the mornings because they don't wake up until 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Well, however you're doing it, whatever strategies you're employing to get yourself back into your own personal rhythm, we hope that you're successful with that. That'll do it for today's Roundtable. Thank you very much for being with us today. I'm Steve for Yushan and Fei Fei. Have a great one, and please do join us again next time.